What's up, everybody? Alan Tyler here. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Alan. This is lesson 3 out of the 4-Hour Chef. Today's lesson is titled Mash Anything. So we are going to be learning mashing techniques, which isn't really that complicated. I know what you're thinking. I know how to mash stuff. The recipe, like I said, lesson 3, mash anything. We're doing a coconut cauliflower curry mash with cashews. There's a lot of C's in this one. Really, really simple setup for equipment and ingredients. Let's take a look. So equipment for today, we're gonna need a pot. This is a change I'm actually making from the original recipe. I'm trying to minimize the number of substitutions I make from what the recipe says, but in this case it suggests using a Dutch oven, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a pot. We're also exploring and using a digital scale for the first time. This one's really easy to use. We also need a towel. Oh, and I'm going to need just a little can opener. We're using some coconut milk today, so that's it for equipment. Now for ingredients. Of course, cauliflower. I went ahead and got 2 just in case because we're going for 1.5 pounds of the actual florets. Or florets. I don't actually know how to pronounce that one. Do you know? Let me know in the comments. So I got 2 heads of cauliflower. Then we're gonna need some coconut milk, unsweetened. Cashews. These are whole, unsalted. I think they're unroasted. The recipe calls for roasted, unsalted. I believe I ended up with unsalted, unroasted. I don't think it's gonna make a big difference. Salt and some curry powder. So that's it for ingredients. Let's get cooking. So the first part of our recipe is actually to gain access to the cauliflower. So all we're gonna do is pick off all of the extra little greens on the outside. All right, I got a good number of the leaves picked off. Now is a really fun part, and I haven't done this before. We're gonna grab the extra little towel that we had, wrap the broccoli up in it, and then we're literally just going to smash this on the counter to help try to separate the ends of the cauliflower, the florets, from the stem. So this could get pretty interesting. I think it's starting to work. I felt it kind of loosen up. Wow, check that out. All right, so basically the stem part came off like that. So that's just all the stem. And then the rest on here, I've just got all these nice separated pieces. So I'm gonna pick these apart just like that and throw them in the pot. So we're gonna use the scale for this part. We're going for 1.5 pounds of cauliflower, actual florets, or the little heads of it, to end up cooking up. So I don't quite know how much this whole thing is. I don't know how much that stem weighed. So we're gonna use the scale and weigh it out. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my pot right on the scale to get it zeroed out, set it to pounds, and start tossing these in there. So I forgot one extra little thing. I need a small measuring cup to measure the amount of cashews that I'm putting in because I still need to crush them. You don't want to use whole cashews for this. So I'm gonna go grab a little measuring dish to do that. And I need to turn my scale off and back on and set it to grams. This we're measuring in grams rather than pounds and ounces. So fortunately it's really easy to change the scale. 35 and a little snack for good measure. So for this part it says to actually crush the cashews by hand and dump them into my pot. So I'm going to see if I can do that. Oh, they crush pretty easy. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that. Quick little smash and we get them looking like that. They also say this is the way that Chuck Norris does it. All right, the only remaining thing to add is the coconut milk. So for this one, we're actually gonna be measuring in grams again, so I can leave the digital scale. I'm gonna put the pot back on, hit the button to reset it, or hit basically the tare so it zeroes it out. So I've got 0 grams showing on here, and then as I add my coconut milk in, I can keep an eye on that. I'm gonna give this a really, really good shake. Typically these separate into kind of a really fatty layer and then the more liquid layer. So since I don't want to actually take the lid all the way off, or I want to try and avoid that, shake it up really good. for 180 grams of coconut milk in the bowl. There we go. The can's 400 grams, so it should be right about half of it. In the future, I could probably just eyeball that. Actually, with all of this, I could probably just eyeball it. But I'm trying to follow the recipe as close as I can the first time around. So all we have left from here is to actually cook this for 20 minutes. We're going to bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for 20 minutes. Then we're going to add some salt and that curry powder and mash it up and serve it. That was a really tasty dish and a fantastic substitute for something like mashed potatoes. It was stupid easy to make. There's not, in terms of the actual prep for it, I don't think there's anything that I would change. I did, when actually eating it, add a little bit of butter to it like I would with typical mashed potatoes. They would have been fine without the butter, but I wanted a little extra flavor, a little more richness, if you will. So perhaps the next time around I could use a little more coconut milk to get that flavor or something. But like I said, they would have been fine without anything else. The big takeaway, or the big thing that I learned from this, was that separation method for getting the stem off of the cauliflower. Peeling all the leaves off, wrapping it in a towel, and then just kind of smashing it on the table. That was way easier than trying to use a knife and cut out all the little florets. So that's my kind of takeaway and learning lesson from recipe number 3. So thank you for checking it out. Don't be afraid to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll see you in the next video.